Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Family property brawl lands two female relatives in court for a wounding relative. A family feud over property land two female relatives before the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday for inflicting machete wounds on a male relative. Crystal Thorpe and Cheryl Allen made a brief appearance before presiding judge Sasha Marie Simmons Ashley on charges of unlawful wounding and assault at common law. According to the prosecution, on June 11 around 7:30 a.m., all parties were involved in a dispute over the property on which they live. During the brawl, both men allegedly used a machete to chop the complainant all over his body. The complainant was also bitten on his index finger, the court heard. During Wednesday's hearing, presiding judge Sasha Marie Simmons Ashley asked the women if the issue was a long-standing feud, and they both said yes. "It is about land," the judge asked. "The problem concerned the premises where we are living now," Thorpe replied. The woman did not say whether the property had been left by a deceased relative, but the judge ordered that all parties attend restorative justice sessions to try and resolve their differences. Simmons Ashley subsequently extended the woman's bail until August 31. Portland woman in love triangle found guilty for fatally stabbing German woman 40 times. Portland resident 40-year-old Shirin Campbell is to be sentenced in the Portland Circuit Court on October 27 for the murder of 49-year-old German national. The deceased woman was stabbed more than 40 times at her home in Parkmore, Portland on January 14, 2014. Following a trial, which began on June 19 and lasted 12 days, a 7-member jury found Campbell guilty of murder. The court had evidence that the motive for the murder was jealousy because Campbell's boyfriend, 38-year-old Tyrone Nugent, was involved in a common law relationship with the deceased. Evidence was led by Assistant Director of Public Prosecution, Celine, that Nugent was involved in a relationship with Campbell since 2011, and after he went to live with the deceased, he still maintained an intimate relationship with Campbell. The scientific evidence was that the deceased's blood was found on the blouse, which the accused was wearing at the time of the incident. The post-mortem report revealed that death was due to stabbing wounds to the neck. Campbell had admitted to the police that she was at the scene and that the deceased had asked her to leave the premises. She also admitted to the police that the knife which was reportedly used to do the murder belonged to her. In an unsworn statement at the trial, Campbell said it was Nugent who stabbed the deceased. Nugent went home the night and found the deceased covered in blood outside the house. He immediately made a report to the neighbors and the police and assisted the police to find Campbell. Nugent was charged with murder and misprision of felony, but was freed after Justice Von Smith upheld a no-case submission made by defense lawyer Carl McDonald. Attorney at-law Jordan represented Campbell. Montego Bay chef caught on camera stealing frozen food. A chef's attempt to steal frozen food from a Montego Bay restaurant backfired after he was caught on camera and confronted, preventing him from taking the items out of the establishment. Lincoln Cranston, 30, was arraigned in the St. James Parish Court on a charge of simple larceny before presiding judge Sasha Marie Simmons Ashley on Wednesday. The allegations are that on June 9, an employee at the Pier 1 restaurant on Jimmy Cliff Boulevard noticed an odor coming from the bathroom and reported it to the supervisor. When they went to investigate, they discovered a large quantity of shrimp, nugget, and pork hidden inside the bathroom. The security camera was viewed, and Cranston, a chef employed by the establishment, was seen taking the items out and hiding them in the bathroom. The total value of the item was $72,000. Cranston was later made aware of the situation, and he confessed to the crime, resulting in his arrest. During Wednesday's hearing, the court was informed that some of the items had been recovered, valued at $32,000, and could be used. However, Cranston was still held liable for $40,000. "Mr. Cranston, do you have the money to compensate them for their loss?" Simmons Ashley asked the accused man. "I need a little more time," Cranston replied, requesting another week. The judge granted the defendant's request for a week, postponing sentencing until July 13, and ordered him to bring $40,000 as per the restitution order. His bail was extended. Education Minister reports decline in teacher resignations, says most jobs advertised aren't permanent. Education Minister Favor Williams says over 30% of the advertisements for teachers in the island's papers are from temporary posts. This amid concern about a looming crisis in the education sector due to mass migration of teachers. Speaking at a post-cabinet press briefing, Ms. Williams said that the concern raised by teachers' migration is mainly due to the number of teachers on vacation leave. According to her, statistics show that only 20% of the ads being posted are for permanent posts. The minister also noted that despite the concerns, there has been a 43% decline in teacher resignations from January to June this year in compared to a similar period last year. Meanwhile, Minister Williams assured the nation that the measures were put in place for last September to tackle the teacher migration issue will be used once again in the upcoming school term. Among those strategies are the relocation of teachers in overstaffed school and the over 1,000 new teachers who are to graduate from colleges this year. Mrs. Williams said there are also some 88 teachers available through the Youth Sponsorship Program for teachers, 10 in the Science Teachers Program, and approximately 70 from Cuba. The minister also highlighted that a job recruitment platform will be created to employ teachers using the virtual space.
This year, approximately 2,300 teachers are eligible, have earned their 4 months or 8 months leave or retirement, and will be proceeding on their 4 months or 8 months vacation or retirement. The annual cost of paying replacement teachers while teachers are on vacation for 4 months or 8 months is approximately $3.1 billion. In the advertisements that we're seeing in the local newspapers for teachers, many of the ads are for teachers to fill 4 months and 8 months vacations. As of yesterday, I'll deal with the ads that were published in the paper. 20% of them indicated clear vacancies. 34 of the positions were for teachers to fill in for 4 months or 8 months vacation, temporary positions or contract positions. And there were 46% of jobs advertised that did not indicate whether the position was temporary or clear vacancy. I note that in some of the social media videos highlighting the vacancies in the education sector, that some of the ads were repeated in the same video, apparently to make the number of ads seem more than they are. Obviously, I can't prevent persons from creating their own news, but at the very least, we would expect persons to be truthful. In terms of our own internal figures, when we look at the period January 2022 to June 2022, and we compare that with the same period January 2023 to June 2023, we're seeing a 43% decline in the number of resignations reported. So in January to June 2022, our internal figures show 506 resignations versus 287. Last year, we spoke to a number of different strategies that are available to schools to use. Those strategies proved very successful. We had a very successful year, which we're ending now, and we will employ the same strategies again for the new school year. And if you recall, there were a number of different strategies, maybe over 15 different strategies. And we're also adding this year, for the first time, a job recruitment platform to which both schools and teachers looking for positions, they can meet each other in the virtual space, meaning you can upload your resume to the job recruitment platform. Jobs can be advertised there as well. We think it will make for a more efficient meeting of those in need of jobs and those looking for jobs. Of course, we will continue to communicate with our boards, with our principals on this front as we move forward.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click